Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually not going to use my camera on this one, my camera microphone on this one, because I don't feel like it, because I want to present this one to you without any stuff. So, you just don't worry, I have pants on. Don't worry, I'm not. So, hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Camo's Lounge, the bedroom, the sleeping quarters of the and my studio of the vlog corner. Well, what used to be known as Camo's Log, the vlog corner, and now the Massachusetts Central Radio Show. I'm your humble host, Mike Camo, here for another one of these. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. I'm certainly enjoying myself now that I'm in the sixth year of my vlog, and also that I am now comfortable in life. Things should be rather good. So I'm just laying back, nice and cozy. Gonna be going to bed probably in another hour or so. I have some sweet dreams about what my life's gonna be like going forward. Dream about some girl that maybe I'll meet. Who knows? Stuff like that. What did I do today? Well, I watched the Indianapolis 500, and well, congratulations to Helio Castroneves of Brazil, and winning the Indianapolis 500 and the fastest Indianapolis 500 on record. Today, the Indianapolis 500 saw four things. One, I think we saw the least amount of retirements, and we also saw the fastest average speed at the speedway at 190.56, I think, miles an hour. The pole was 231, although we had a 232 by Ed Carpenter a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure we'll see 233s, 234s in the coming years with the hybrid system coming in 2023 with the 2.4 liter turbocharged six-cylinder engine. But yeah, and Helio Castroneves also tied AJ Foyt, Rick Mears, and Al Unser Sr. on the all-time list with 4 Indianapolis 500s. So he is the fourth man in Indianapolis 500 history to kiss the bricks 4 times in his Honda, in his AutoNation Mike Shank Racing Honda. I would have preferred Chevrolet to win, but Helio Castroneves came out of nowhere. His strategy was awesome. He was great. It was great to see him climb the fence and be passionate. Always is a passionate guy. He's lovable. Probably one of the most prolific drivers of my time. He's practically he's practically the AJ Foyt of my lifetime. Winning the Indianapolis 500 4 times. So, no disrespect to Mr. Foyt, but Foyt was a tough, burly guy, big Tex, as they call him, because he is a big guy. But but yeah, he joins the company, and the last time somebody who's won it 4 times was Rick Mears in 1987. I believe Foyt won his last one in Foyt won his last one in the early 70s, because I believe the first 2 were in 60. So I believe the first two were in the 60s, and then there was one in the 1970s, and I think the last one was in 77 or 70. I think it was in 75. I forget when. And Al Unser Sr. won, I think, a couple in the 60s, one in the 50s, early 60s, and then I think Rick Mears won his late 70s and then into the late 80s. So and Mike Shank Racing is a first time winner as an owner. He's won plenty of sports car championships. He's won a ton of races too. He hasn't won too many championships, but he's won a ton of races in IMSA. So he's a big name. Hopefully he can compete in IndyCar for years to come. It's interesting, and to hear. And we also got the Jim Cornelius to do back home again in Indiana. I'm not going to sing because I leave that to Jim Neighbors. Roger Penske did the starting command. He thanked law enforcement, first responders, and the healthcare providers for helping us get to that point. He said that in front of a crowd of 140,000 people. Because this time last year, there was no race at the Brickyard. We had to wait till August to see the Brickyard, to race at the Brickyard. And the 24 Hours of Le Mans is going to be in August. Is going to be in August this year as well. Unfortunately, because I think they want to get spectators. Possibly next year, the year after. Depends on how long this pandemic rolls on. We could possibly see the 24 Hours of Le Mans. But it's good to see that the Indianapolis 500 was there on the day it was supposed to be, and it's very good to hear the emotional, the motivational words of Mr. Roger Penske, the captain himself. So, I'm happy that I got to witness. I watched the whole race. It's good that I got to witness history. I got to watch Castroneves win for the fourth time. I remember watching him win it in 2009 after the court case battle that he had, and it was so emotional for him to win that one after all that crap he had to go through, and it sort of reminds me that you can have all these problems and you may not have a shot at doing anything, but if you work hard and you choose the right people to surround yourself, you can definitely win that fourth one. Now, would I have liked him to win it with Penske? Probably. And I probably would want him to win it in a car that he was with, in a manufacturer, or not a manufacturer, but a guy that he was with so many years. It just thinks that his relationship with Penske ended. I'm pretty sure Penske was like, you've won enough and go and do your own thing. And I'm pretty sure Castroneves may come back and may want to try to win number 5 and surpass Mears, Foyt, and Alonso Sr., but we'll see. I'm just happy to listen to the radio broadcast, the TV broadcast. It was kind of a bummer that Scott Dixon, the pre-race favorite, didn't do anything because of an incident on pit road. Stefan Wilson spun after downshifting on pit road, and he caused, not a pile-up, but he caused a lot of people to have to go around, and Dixon ran dry, and it caused his car to not start. He started it, and he had to put fuel in it, start it, he had to go back. He lost a lap. He got back on the lead lap, got up to, I think, like 14th or 13th or 14th. But after that, I don't think he was able to recover. Alex Palou, who was one of the fast qualifiers back in one of the fast qualifiers. I think he had a lap average of 230. I think he had a lap average of 230 on the Fast 9 pole day. And Ed Carpenter was going to win, but I think he had a gear shift issue. Rinus VK didn't do so well either. I actually played the fantasy game. I thought McLaughlin, a Penske guy, was going to win. Unfortunately, McLaughlin didn't do anything. It should have been Castro Neves. I should have been, and I even called it. I was telling my dad the other day. I said, it'd be interesting if Castro Neves has the outside possibility of winning the Indianapolis 500, and if he has the chance to win it, I hope he does. And I think he might. And I think this might be the year if he plays his cards right. And he actually ended up, and it ends up being the Cinderella story of the 2021 Indianapolis 500. As I said, it was the fastest one at 190.345 or something like miles an hour or something like that. It was 190 miles an hour, which is 306. That is the fastest, possibly because we had the least amount of cautions in the history of the race. Simona Di Silvestro, who was the only lady in the field, ended up going out with, I think, either transmission trouble or damage or a crash or an accident. All I know is that all female crew gave it their all, and they didn't quite get to the 500. So quite in the 500, but hopefully better luck next year to Simona and her all female crew. In fact, the whole pit crew was female, and I tip my hats to the Simona and her pit crew to, come into the 500 and participating in it and actually making a good showing and showing that women can actually make it in motorsports and a guy-dominated sport as well. And it goes to show that that the girls don't mind competing with the boys, and it shows that the ladies can also race and be hardcore and tough. So I'm pretty sure April taught me that a bunch of times over the years. So she taught me how tough and how progressive women can be, and it's just one of those things, but my hats go off to Simona Di Silvestro and the whole female crew that put that effort together, and she got into the field of 33 by a whisker, and so hopefully they tried, and I thought it was a great attempt. Next year, hopefully they come back and they do better, because I definitely want to see her try to crack the top 10 in the Indianapolis 500. Danica Patrick did it many years ago. I'm hoping Simona can do the same. So hopefully she comes back with her team, and hopefully they prove that they can be part in the show. So making the field of 33 is not easy. In fact, she has never made the field of 33, and she has never made an all-female crew has never made the field. So my hats are off to both of them for their attempt. It's great to see the women as strong as that go for that achievement, and it speaks to the women around the world that need a little push, especially the younger women who just need a little bit of motivation. And the Indianapolis 500 is not easy to get into. It is a luck of the draw, and to be in it is an even greater honor for somebody like that. And to see them drop out, it's kind of a bummer. But I just hope next year that she can get in there and she can actually be in the top 10. I'm thinking the team learned from their mistakes, and they can come back stronger. And I think they will. I definitely think Simona and her team will do very, very well. So, and it would be great to see a girl do well in the Indianapolis 500, because Christina Nielsen, who drove for Porsche, Aston Martin, and Ferrari, she actually won back-to-back titles with Ferrari, with Scuderia Corsa, back in the last decade. And I saw her win a couple races with an Aston Martin V12 Vantage GT3. Remember cheering her on in the 2015 edition of the Lime Rock, the Northeast Grand Prix. So if Nielsen can win a championship and she can win on the national stage, I think Simona would be awesome. I think Simona would be another one of these. There's a all-female crew in sports car racing, Heinricher Racing, with their Nissan NSX. And hopefully they come back and compete in sports car racing as well. And it's great to see that women are, showing the guys that they actually can compete. And I actually encourage women out there that do stuff in male-dominated places. You guys shouldn't. No one should feel. No one should feel shy or emasculated just because guys think that they're the best. I think women have. I think Simona getting into the field is a breath of fresh air for a lot of women around the world, and I'm pretty sure that Heinricher Racing, with their Acura last year being in the Rolex 24, was also another big step. It's not the first time that all-female lineups have been in a race. Ford Maytech Ford GTs back in 2010 made the field of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. They didn't finish, but they had a strong showing with the Ford GT1s. I don't think it was down to. I don't think it was the race team. It was just the spec those GT1 cars were. I think they needed to. What they needed to do is I think they needed to turn them from sprint to endurance, and I think they would have done a little bit better. So I think that's on the planning of the racing, but the amount of cars that those women in the Ford GT showed was very good. I mean, they did some of the endurance races that were shorter. They did the FIA GT and World Endurance. They tried their hand a couple places. I know they did well. So I encourage people to say that it's possible to reach milestones and reach dreams of being in the Indianapolis 500, winning four races, which is not easy to do. That's the reason why only four gifted individuals have won the Indianapolis 500 four times. The rest of them have won it 2-3 times. So maybe Simona someday in her team can pull off that unexpected win on the boys at the Indianapolis 500 in the years to come. I definitely pray to see Simona do very, very well in the Indianapolis 500. It's a great thing. To all the girls out there, to all the young women out there, never, ever, ever give up. No matter how much the people around you say you can't do it, you shouldn't try it, and how much the male establishment around you tells you, and looks down upon you, doesn't think you're stronger. Take the time to show them courage and train yourselves and focus yourselves mentally to overcome any obstacle. Because Simona Di Silvestro, Christina Nielsen, Catherine Legg, and a bunch of the other ladies in racing, Danica Patrick was one of them because she did very well in IndyCar when she was racing in the mid to late 2000s, and riding around in NASCAR, which was an even better show for me. Actually, her being with the boys, being the Philly run with the boys, the Philly run with the Colts in NASCAR. I thought that was great. She even had a pole in NASCAR. So dig deep, believe in yourself, surround yourself with people that believe in you. I mean, I mean, just look at April, me believing in April, and April pushing herself. So it is testament that you can push them if you have the right, if you make the right support. You know, find, and there are some men out there like myself that will actually push you along and will actually help you silence the naysayers, whether they be female, male, or whatever, or whatever you want to call yourself, whatever orientation you are, whether you're bi, transsexual, or omnisexual, whatever you want to call yourself. Everybody has their own identity, and I accept every identity. So no, I'm not going to pick on anybody or anything. I'm one of those guys that doesn't care if you're gay, lesbian, omnisexual, potent, omnisexual, and trans or whatever. I just accept everybody. Take the time to prove the naysayers wrong. It may take some effort. It may take some encouraging. It may take some falls, some trips and falls, but you will do it. I mean, I showed April over the last 5-6 years that it's possible if you don't give up. So, just all the women out there, that's a big thing, and hopefully one of these days, a lady will win the Indianapolis 500. It will be possible, because it is possible. It's not impossible. It's possible to do anything if you set your mind to it. It's what I tell all my friends that are women. Actually, that's what I tell all my friends, but especially my lady friends, Megan, April, and everybody else. I always tell everybody, or any lady that's having trouble, I always tell them, stay strong. It may be difficult, but, you know, and sometimes that may not help, but, you know, and, you know, after they hear it a couple of times, they know that I'm with them. They know that I'm with them, you know, and that sort of thing. It's unbelievable what but caring words do for people. As I said in a vlog a while back, I will not forget the day that I remember going up to April and her. I remember it was right after I went into market and in retail, and I'll repeat myself again just for the sake of it, but I remember us talking, and I could feel and sense that she was going to say something, and and I think I was telling her, I said, you know, I'm doing well here during the day, it's fun and everything like that. And I remember her saying to me, no lie about this. I remember her asking me, you know, she was like, when are you gonna come back at night? You know, it's lonely, it doesn't feel the same. And as you guys know, I took the time to come in at night, make her night, and do well. And she liked it, I liked it, we needed it, it was a breath of fresh air, it was awesome. I was the kind gentleman to do it. I remember getting the pat in the back from my e-tail John, even though I was half awake. If John's out, if Johnny Costa's out there, John Costa's out there, man, thanks for that coffee, because that was a reward for helping out another friend. And I think he told me on some level, he says, oh, you did that for her? I'm like, yeah, I did that for her any day, dude. I'm a good man. I'm a good man like that. He says, yeah, you are a gentleman. I'm like, yep, that's how I was raised. But yeah, just moments like that. Just moments like that. I had so much of an influence on her that made her. I had never heard. Up to that point, I never heard her sound like that to anybody. But deep down inside, I didn't see that. Most guys that probably like, oh, she's supposed to be the tough girl. She's supposed to know everything. She's very weak. It's not what I saw. I saw a girl getting stronger. To reach out like that, for a girl who basically does well so much of the time, to reach out like that and to ask for help and to ask for that connection and to want that connection, I think I knew there and then I'd made quite the impression on her, and I made quite the impact. and I'm hoping, you know, and there's an impact of a lady making it into either the Daytona 500 or the Indianapolis 500 or any race or any profession that's male dominated. You know, more power to you if you can find your way in there. And I'm just gonna say to you ladies out there, whether you are younger, teenage, if you can break in and you can put in the hard work, your male counterparts, your male coworkers will sit there and go, "Wow, this is a strong lady. If she must have busted her ass to get to this point." So, because most of those male guys were probably like, "Oh, I had to work and I had to do this and I had to do that," and I don't see, and you know, it's really good to see that. And then when the lady gets results in the field that she's in, the guys sit there and go, "Wow, she's very respectable. We made the right choice keeping her." Just like I made the right choice helping out April those times, and literally, my plan, my teaching, her teaching, us working. Now she helped push me along. It wasn't completely her doing. Wasn't completely my doing. She pushed me along a number of times so I could push her along. So it was kind of back and forth. So her victory and her resurgence and her strengthening is not only because of me, it's also because of her and her perseverance and her strong ability. So, and you know, I just pray for all the women out there that you guys punch above that you guys show your potential, because every single one of you guys out there, whether you're young or older, young adult, older, you can punch above your weight because you just have this uncanny ability to do that. This unnatural and uncanny ability to just work wonders and do great. Which is why I think it's a shame that a lot of the older male generations don't see that, because now I can understand if they had now I can understand if you've been married like 5 times and maybe you don't see, and you've given up hope, but I've been in a few relationships here and there, but I tend to learn them, and women make me stronger, and I make them stronger back because they help me, I help them, and it's because of how I was raised, and I understand that women have the strength, the emotional strength to keep a strong man like me in check, because technically you do need somebody to keep you in check and to keep you emotionally good. April and Megan have done that for me over the decades. Well, Megan early in my life in the early 2000s, and then April later teens, 2013 on, up until this new third millennium that we're in. So. My talk about the Indianapolis 500 went from that to cheering on, you know, even though Simona didn't finish, it's still good that she got in the 500, and hopefully next year she comes back. So to all the ladies out there, there is something special inside of all of you. There's great strengths that are waiting to be untapped. You just got to run into the right people. And there's always that one guy that does well and wants the best for you, not for himself, but for your own appeal. I'm pretty sure, as I said, that I've done that with April, and she's done that with me. But I think she's had more an effect on me than I've had on her, or maybe the same level. But and that's the reason why I love women and their ability to empower people, because it gives me power to empower them, and it just builds on and just builds on top of each other. And that's the reason why I love the challenge of helping them, because you want to learn something about, you not only learn something about them and their inner workings, but you also learn more about your inner workings, and you help change, and they've helped change me over the last 20 years that I've known that I think it's been since 2005. So over the last 16 years, I've learned it from my high school days that women have amazing strength, and they have abilities that most guys, I'm just going to say most guys would envy to copy. I mean, we can try to imitate them, we can try to gain them and learn them, and that's a great thing. And I've learned some of those traits from them. They may not be as sharp as girls, but I can always try to strive to be better. And as I said, I'm not shy to say that I'm a guy who can get stronger, and I believe there are women out there that, and I believe that there's women out there that can do that for me in my years that I'll be on Earth. So, and Megan and April and all my teachers at Learning Prep, all my female teachers at Learning Prep are a testament to that, because they taught me that women are emotionally very competent. They're very strong. They will not hesitate to hand you your own ass if you're not careful. So they'll tell you a new one, and they'll make you regret your actions and your words, and they'll make you think about them a lot of the time. So I just thank all the women out there that have steered me in the right direction, and I think I owe it to my mother, of all people, my good Irish Italian mother, for teaching me that yes, that she formed the basis of my beliefs, that women are strong, virtuous, and very morally correct and morally sound. It's something I've learned in the Bible. I think it's something I've learned in the Bible, and such like that. So I've had good bases, and that's the reason why I kind of trust them. Now, you guys are probably saying there's ones out there that are probably pure evil. They have bad intentions and stuff like that. Even those ones with unpure intentions, you can learn off of, because you can learn off what to expect, because you can learn what traits you like in a strong girl, and you can learn traits that you don't like in a strong girl. So it doesn't matter whether somebody's evil or conniving or just plain flat out harmful to you. You can learn signs, and you can figure out what women are like, so you can avoid the ones that aren't very good and don't want to follow the whole nice and kind and sweet thing, kind and sweet pattern. Because just like guys, there's guys that aren't very kind, they're not very sweet, they're not very gentlemanly. There's women of the same thing. So, but you can learn from them, because you can learn what traits to look out for. You can learn from those women what warning signs, ticking time bomb issues, and they will help you stay away and make the decisions. Make decisions on what relationships you want to have. Do you want to have one? Do you want to not have one? So even if you meet a bad egg, you can identify right behaviors from wrong behaviors. So just because somebody is evil, just because somebody is ill-intentioned, it doesn't mean you don't have to learn from them, but you can learn what traits not to. You can learn what traits in women or in females that aren't so great. So yeah, you can learn from any type. You can learn from smart ones ones that are plain boring, ones that are outright out to get you and hate you, and ones that are perfect and ideal. You know, you can learn from one. You can learn from all types. The reason why I say that is because hate's a strong word, and dislike. I may dislike. There's maybe some women that I've met in my life that I've disliked, and I may have not wanted to engage with them or help them out. But I'll engage with them to learn how they are, but I won't help them out if they're going to, especially if they hurt my friends, or if they do harm to my friends. I'm just going to sit there and say, oh, hey, she's not very good, or I'm not really going to take her seriously or whatnot, but I'll learn why she does this and I'll uncover the truth. Because I'd rather uncover who you are and find an explanation to why you're acting that way rather than judge. Classic case in point, the lady that split April and I up. I do not dislike her. It's just that she wasn't a human being I wanted around me, or it's not one I wanted to influence my actions, because her actions weren't very good. Work-wise and emotionally, I thought she was a little off, but I could have reported her, put a wrench in her career, but I didn't, because that would have been rude. I'd rather learn about what somebody is really like, and I was proven right that she could do well, but given the right circumstances. But unfortunately, I thought for 1 second that said, oh, she's changed, turn over a new leaf. Unfortunately, I figured it out that it was all for appearances. She was really hurting April, trying to burn her out, and I said, all right, so you can get this done, but you're still not going to change your act. It's all facade, and there's women out there that try to do that. They can act all nice, they can act all great around people and achieve a lot, but there's always a hidden agenda or something like that. And there's some women out there, and you just learn to not go near them, and they can live their life and they can do whatever they want, because they got to learn from their errors and stuff like that. And after April and I handed that guy his ass after he hurt her, I basically took down that influence. So I took down the lady that split us up, and I also took him down at the same time. You know, he left with the tail between his legs, and we won. Practically, we killed two birds with one stone. So technically, I got what I wanted anyway. It just took a little bit more time to do that, but yeah, and I learned from him too. But yeah, you just gotta let people unwind themselves, and you gotta let people do whatever, because you don't know what you're gonna learn, and you don't know what you're gonna run into, and you don't know what you're gonna be influenced by. So a lot of the decision making was not influenced by them, but obviously I had to make the choices to obviously not only change the life of my friends and my teammates, but also myself, because I needed to strengthen myself and see through their stuff, and then I need to strengthen my friends back. So yeah, I am going to bid this one adieu, folks, because this has been like 38 minutes, almost 40. As usual, everybody, long live America, God bless America, long live our freedoms and our rights. Pray for all the spirits out there that we've lost to COVID and to natural causes. Pray for women's strength, and pray for their perseverance and their progress in humanity and society. Let them all stay strong. Pray for my friends, Tom, Megan, and April, especially Megan and April, to persevere and punch through any obstacles, whether it be work, social, or against guys or anything like that. I empower them through prayer and through God to make themselves known and make their mark, and to prove that women are going to get stronger and stronger and stronger and have their place at the top of society where they should have been for so many years, and it's actually great that they're doing it. Good night, everybody, and I will see this. This is going to take forever to process, but I know I talked about the Indianapolis 500, but it got dominated by a rant, but not a random motivational speech about women. So pray for all the women, the breeders in the world. You guys help life continue and help it prosper. So without them, life would not exist, and without that, we probably wouldn't learn. Men probably wouldn't learn from their mistakes and get stronger, and vice versa. They wouldn't get stronger to make us stronger, and so forth. So good night, everybody. Peace out. I'll see you guys in the next one. It's probably going to be loaded in probably an hour, but yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.